Howdy y'all, Dean Still here from the official home of unofficial Grateful Dead and music news. Reporting on Bob Weir and the Wolf Brothers. They're there at the Beacon last night. I'm at the Beacon. I'm having flashbacks and tons of memories from the beginning of Phil and Friends. When he first had the Q together, they'd do that residency at the Beacon. I spent a lot of nights in that place. It is a beautiful theater. I love it there. Allman Brothers spent a lot of time there. There's a lot of bands spent a lot of time in that place. It's a beautiful theater. We're there for Weir and the Wolf Brothers. All the usual suspects are gathered. Thank you for your kindness. I got to meet so many of you. Got to meet the Never Miss a Sunday Show Coalition. The reluctant leader of the pack, Margot, a beautiful woman, very friendly, young lady. It was great to meet y'all. She refused to admit she was the leader of the pack, but her organizational skills are fantastic, so props to Margot on that. Great to meet y'all. Another thanks to Lauren Gates for hooking me up, third row center. Miracled me the ticket. Can't thank you enough. I'll be thanking you for a decade or so about that one. But a great time had by all. All the usual suspects were gathered there at the Beacon. The night kicks off with Jack Straw. Everyone's going to love a Jack Straw opener. It had its moments. You get to Maggie's farm, some rumors that Dylan might show up. He didn't. He had no plans on that. We got Me and My Uncle comes up next. Me and My Uncle's got a little more pace than the Me and My Uncle they play with Dead and Company. I hope that carries over. Next we get a song written on the phone between Weir and Barlow. Looks like Rain. Boy, that's a hell of a phone call. That phone call gave birth to a tune that surely has endured the test of time. After that, Gonzville, you know, you get, I'm not one of those goo-goo Weir fans like some of y'all. Some of y'all love every damn thing he does, and I don't. But I love Weir. I love him as a human being. Love him as an artist. I'm not as goo-goo as some of you. The Campfire Tour I thought was great. I loved it. I play that CD in my office regularly. And Gonzville, from the first time I listened to it, was one of my favorites on there. And that's a great song. That's one of the better tunes he's written in recent years. That was a lot of fun. We had a blast with that. Next you get Loser. He wanted to be able to tell a story. Wished he had a story to tell about that, but I guess just drew a blank and got on with Loser. We get Josephine next. Everybody wants more songs from Bobby and the Midnights, I'm certain. And that was great. They have a piece in there, a good transition. Weir, he makes the Swiss watch reference. That's another piece of Grateful Dead allure that's really stood the test of time. Weir and the Swiss watch references. It's not easy to say Swiss watch a lot of times. Try to say that one a few times fast. That can get sloppy. Weir may be sloppy on lyrics. That might be an accident that works out perfect. Weirix. That's when you don't know what the fuck you were supposed to sing. It's Weirix. Anyway, it was a good time. Had on Josephine. They jammed that one out just right. Little transition in there was smooth as could be. Like a Swiss watch. Throwing Stones comes up next, and everyone's going to like a little bit of Throwing Stones. That was a good time. They jammed that out just nice. You know, during this music, I got there's a track playing in my head with some leads on it because although this is a really cool thing to behold, to me it's kind of like it's like very rich cake or something. It's good for a little bit, but you don't want to eat the whole thing. Like, I mean, I don't want to overdose on Weir and the Wolf Brothers. A couple shows is just fine with me. I don't think I want to see a slew of these. Anyway, it's great to see him in this environment. I'm just saying, some of y'all might be a little more crazy about it than I am. Throwing Stones was great. Little Flesh is Ink. He says, think about that. Think about that. And then intermission, Love Fest. Everybody, we're hugging. We're talking to our friends. We're meeting new ones. We're at the Beacon. Everybody in the Big Apple. What could be better? They open up the second set. We get Deep Ellum Blues. Deep Ellum's a good time. We always have fun dancing to that. Dark Star's next. We're going to get a little bit crazy and psychedelic and confusing. And it was cool listening to Weir and what he does around that song. You know, real stripped down like that. Seemed like Don Was was right there in it. Jay Lane plays with his face. I mean, really, if his face made noise, it'd be a hell of an instrument, because he's moving that shit around. His face is like Mickey with those fucking spatulas. There's so much activity. You almost wonder what it would like if you could hear the sound. You get Watchtower next, and you know, Watchtower was always one of my favorite Weir songs, Out of Space. Back in the Grateful Dead days, and Watchtower to me has yet to really regain any of the punch it ever had back then. The line that probably is most relevant nowadays is no reason to get excited. So anyway, next up is To the Gin, which the Rat Dog fans are crazy about, making reference to you know, the supernatural creatures of Islamic theology and whatnot, mythology. Anyway, we get that song's got a lot of things going on. That song's like the streets of New York. There's a lot of shit going on there, so you can appreciate some of it, maybe some of it you can do without, but regardless, a great job on that one. That was a lot of fun. Wharf Rat's up next. The Wharf Rat, you know, to me, was good. Little Dark Star pieces throughout that. They were weaving in and out of the Dark Star jams, which was a nice touch on that. The harmonies on Wharf Rat really, I think they went to the grave with Garcia. The harmonies in Wharf Rat without him never seemed to really get close to it for me, but it was a good time. They end the show with China Rider. We're going to love a China Rider. I'm thinking while I'm listening to China Rider that, man, they must have had a fun time when they were creating this tune. When they were creating that, to think that, like, Weir's like, I got an idea what we can do with this, and then just started playing what he's playing. That's when you kind of appreciate the genius of Bob Weir, when you think they had a blank canvas with this tune, and that's what he put together with it. Really outstanding to listen to what he's doing throughout that. I Know You Rider, you get the crowd goes nuts for the headlight on a northbound train. For the first time, really, the night, everyone goes bananas for that line. We're in New York. I thought the energy was going to be super high and explosive all night. The show I saw at the Cap last week, crowd was off the charts on that one. That's a Saturday night show, so Saturday night sometimes brings out some of the crazier folks. But anyway, not the same kind of energy there was at the Cap, but a great vibe throughout. Going down the road feeling bad, your encore. That for me was the first time of the night everybody collectively was shaking that ass. I mean, the party was on, and we were shaking our ass, and we were right there in it. Those moments when you're all in the stew, you're boogieing, you're making eye contact with strangers, you have this familiar you know, experience, and you're acknowledging that as you make eye contact with strangers, that we're in the soup and we're loving it, and this is what it's all about. So that for me was probably the high water mark of the night. They closed it out like that. It was a good time. Tour ends tonight. No special guests last night. That won't happen again tonight. There's some people lined up to join the celebration tonight. This is going to be a good time. Tour ends, fairly lengthy tour it seems. Last show of the tour tonight, probably get there a little bit late, but I probably will be there nonetheless. Love you long time. See you there.